Picture this. A young college student leaves a bar after a night out with friends. He's athletic, intelligent, and has his whole life ahead of him. Hours later, he's found dead in a nearby river, with authorities quickly ruling it an accidental drowning. But here's where it gets chilling. Nearby, investigators discover graffiti of a simple smiley face. Now imagine this exact scenario happening not once, not twice, but potentially dozens of times across multiple states. Welcome to one of America's most controversial conspiracy theories, the Smiley Face Killers. For over 2 decades, at least 45 young men have mysteriously disappeared after a night out, only to be found dead in nearby bodies of water across several Midwestern American states from the late 1990s to the 2010s. While police classify these deaths as accidental drownings, a team of experienced investigators believes something far more sinister is at work. The theory was first brought to public attention by retired New York City detectives Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte, along with Dr. Lee Gilbertson, a criminal justice professor and gang expert. These aren't amateur sleuths or internet theorists. Gannon is a retired NYPD sergeant who received nearly 100 medals for bravery and was named one of the most highly valued members of the Special Investigation Division, while Duarte is a retired Homeland Security TSA security manager, an NYPD second-grade detective who earned 10 Excellence in Police Duty awards. What makes this theory so compelling is the disturbing pattern these investigators have identified. The victims are typically college-aged men, often white, athletic, and intelligent. They disappear after a night of drinking, usually in the company of friends. Their bodies are later discovered in local waterways, sometimes days or weeks after they vanished, often in areas that had already been searched multiple times. But here's the most chilling detail: smiley face graffiti found near the scenes of the crimes, which investigators believe links hundreds of accidental drownings together. These aren't elaborate artistic renderings. They're simple, crude, smiley faces that appear to serve as some kind of signature or calling card. Gannon, Duarte, and Gilbertson have declared that there is an epidemic of college-aged white men who have disappeared after an evening out with friends, only to be found dead in a local river. Their investigation spans 25 cities in 11 different states since 1997. With hundreds of cases that have been classified as accidental or undetermined deaths. The investigators believe these deaths aren't random accidents or the work of a single killer, but rather the coordinated efforts of an organized group, possibly a gang of serial killers who have perfected their methods over decades. They theorize that these deaths were staged to appear accidental, often marked by smiley face graffiti near recovery sites. However, the theory faces significant skepticism from law enforcement and experts. The FBI dismissed the theory in a 2008 statement, followed by dozens of crime experts who have criticized the conclusions. Critics point to the inconsistencies with the signature smiley face graffiti, citing the lack of uniformity among the smiley face signs and the universality of the icon. Skeptics argue that smiley faces are one of the most common forms of graffiti worldwide, making their presence near crime scenes more coincidental than conspiratorial. They also point out that drowning deaths among intoxicated young men are tragically common, especially in college towns near bodies of water. Despite the criticism, the theory has gained renewed attention in recent years. Social media platforms like TikTok have given new life to the conspiracy theory, with younger audiences discovering and discussing these mysterious cases. Recent cases, including that of Riley Strain, have prompted investigators to reveal new insights into potential connections to wider crimes. The investigators continue their work through documentaries and television series, most notably the Oxygen Network's Smiley Face Killers, The Hunt for Justice, where they examine individual cases in detail. A team of retired detectives believes a small, smiley face-shaped clue, points to something more nefarious: a gang of serial killers. What makes this theory particularly unsettling is the possibility that, if true, these killers have operated for over 2 decades with near-perfect success, never being caught or even officially recognized as existing. The victims' families are left with more questions than answers, wondering if their loved ones were targeted by an organized group of predators or simply fell victim to tragic accidents. Whether you believe in the Smiley Face Killers theory or dismiss it as confirmation bias applied to coincidental deaths, one thing remains certain: dozens of young men have lost their lives under remarkably similar circumstances, and their families deserve answers. Let us know in the comments. Do you think the Smiley Face Killers are a real organized threat or just a theory spun from tragic coincidences? If you found this video intriguing, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more mysteries from around the world.